Elbert wandered, lost in a sea of routine, like a character from Dostoevsky's White Nights, but in 21st century Moscow. His life, a monotonous cycle of work and empty evenings. His relationship, a fragile shell devoid of warmth and laughter, like Oblomov and Olga Ilyinskaya, only without the initial romance. He lived in the shadows, yearning for a spark to ignite his soul, a true, superfluous man of our time. He dreamed of a love that would make him feel truly alive. Like Pechorin, he searched for his Undine. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Time slipped through his fingers like sand. Elbert existed in a state of quiet desperation, a true Russian melancholy. His girlfriend, absorbed in her own ambitions, barely noticed his presence. A modern businesswoman, like from the movie Moscow Does Not Believe in Tears. Their conversations were tense, full of unspoken resentments and unmet desires, as if Chekhov himself wrote their dialogues. He felt invisible, his spirit slowly fading. Until she broke up with him. One grey day, as Elbert walked home from work, a sudden downpour soaked him to the bone. As if the sky was crying along with him, seeking shelter, he ducked under the awning of a cozy bookstore. He looked through the rain-spattered window, his gaze drawn to a fiery red-haired girl absorbed in a book. Something about her captivated him. Her bright energy seemed to pierce the gloom of the day, like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. As if sensing his gaze, she looked up, her emerald eyes meeting his with surprised curiosity. In that fleeting moment, a spark of hope flickered in Elbert's heart. Could this be the spark he had been waiting for? It was raining cats and dogs. Alberto couldn't take his eyes off the woman in the bookstore. He stood under an awning. When she came out of the store, their eyes met again. He smiled shyly, and she returned a warm, genuine smile. It felt like time stood still. Suddenly, the loud screech of tires shattered the moment. A car, spinning out of control, was heading straight for the woman. Alberto reacted instantly, rushing forward and pulling her out of the way just as the car crashed into the spot where she had been standing. The force of the impact threw them both onto the sidewalk. With worry in his voice, he asks,
"Are you all right?"
Yes, thanks to you. What's your name?
My name is Alberto. And yours?
With gratitude but a frightened voice, she replies,
I'm Adriana, you saved my life, thank you.
And so began their unusual love story. He invited her for a coffee to calm her down, and during that meeting they began to get to know each other and decided to keep seeing each other. United by a twist of fate, Alberto and Adriana found comfort in each other. He was drawn to her enthusiasm for life, her infectious laughter and her unwavering optimism. She, in turn, saw behind his quiet exterior the depth of his heart, a longing for the love he had been deprived of for so long. Weeks turned into months. The bond between Alberto and Adriana grew stronger. Every stolen moment together chipped away at the walls Alberto had built around his heart. He began to laugh wholeheartedly again. His spirit revived. For the first time in years, he felt truly alive. He knew he was falling in love with Adriana. And then the world turned upside down. One day, Alberto decided to confess his love to Adriana.
These past few weeks with you have been wonderful, Adriana. I'm head over heels in love with you. I want to be your boyfriend if you want that too.
I'm sorry, Alberto. We can't be together.
Adriana stood up crying and ran away, leaving Alberto in a sea of confusion and pain. Afterward, Alberto tried to contact her to get an explanation for her rejection. Because of Alberto's persistence, she finally confessed everything through her sobs.
I'm afraid of falling head over heels for you, knowing it won't last.
Don't be afraid, Adriana. If we don't give ourselves a chance, we might miss out on the opportunity to be incredibly happy, maybe even forever.
It's not you. It's me.
At that moment, Adriana took off her wig, revealing her bald head. Adriana couldn't stop crying, and Alberto was stunned.
Do you understand now why we can't be together? I have terminal cancer.
Alberto's heart sank with dread as she confessed that she hadn't been honest with him about what was happening. Alberto asked her for a chance to be with her for the time she had left, but she couldn't bear the thought of him being tied to her, his life consumed by her illness.
I can't ask you to do that. You deserve a life full of love and happiness, not burdened by my pain.
Alberto refused to accept her decision. He argued, pleaded, and begged her to change her mind. He didn't care about the difficulties ahead. All he wanted was to be with her, to face whatever life threw at them together. He loved her, deeply and truly, and nothing could change that. A promise born of love, Alberto's vow to fill her days with joy. Adriana, whose resolve crumbled under the force of Alberto's unwavering love, finally gave in. She agreed to let him into her life, to share with him the precious time she had left.
But my condition comes with a bitter warning. No promises, no talk of a future we won't have.
Alberto, with a heavy heart, made a silent vow. He would fill her remaining days with joy, laughter, adventures that would forever remain etched in the memory of their souls. He wouldn't let the shadow of her illness extinguish the light that burned so brightly between them. Alberto made a bucket list for Adriana, including everything she had dreamed of, but never had the chance to do. Swimming with dolphins in the Bahamas, watching the sunrise over the Grand Canyon, learning to tango in Argentina. Every item on this list was a testament to his love and his determination to make her remaining days unforgettable. Adriana, hesitant at first, was won over by his infectious enthusiasm. She saw the depth of his love reflected in his eyes, in every gesture, in every carefully thought-out detail. And slowly, timidly, she began to allow herself to hope, to dream, to believe that even in the face of unimaginable loss, there could still be moments of pure, unadulterated joy. A tapestry of memories, stolen kisses, shared laughter, and unforgettable adventures.
Our trip was a whirlwind of emotions. We swam with dolphins. Our laughter echoed across the crystal-clear water like an endless echo. We stood hand in hand at the edge of the Grand Canyon, awestruck by the majesty and beauty of nature. We danced the tango under the starry sky of Buenos Aires. Our bodies moved as one. Isn't it wonderful, everything we've done?
Alberto captured every moment, every exchange of glances, every stolen kiss with his camera. He wanted to freeze time, to preserve these precious memories forever. He knew their time was limited, but he refused to let the ticking clock dictate their happiness. They filled their days with laughter and love. They had picnics in the park, watched movies, cuddled on the couch, and took long walks on the beach, holding hands. They talked about their dreams, their fears, their regrets, and their hopes for the future, a future they both knew deep down they wouldn't share.
Thank you for these wonderful moments. Despite everything, my spirit shines brightly. My laughter is like a beacon of hope, my smile a ray of sunshine piercing the darkness of our situation.
She taught Alberto to truly appreciate every moment, every precious second. And in her vulnerability, in her strength, in her unwavering love, he found a depth of feeling he never knew existed. Shadows grow longer. Adriana's health worsens. Weeks turned into months, and the shadow of Adriana's illness grew larger. Her energy, once so bright, began to fade. Her laughter became less frequent. Her smile was tinged with bittersweet sadness. The treatment took its toll, leaving her weak and exhausted. Alberto remained her faithful companion, her support, her endless source of strength. Like the Decembrists to their wives, he cared for her with such tenderness that tears welled up in his eyes. He read to her, sang to her, and held her hand through long sleepless nights. I never complained, never wavered in my devotion. He watched as each day his heart broke a little more, as his beloved slipped further and further away. Her once luxurious hair thinned, her skin became pale and drawn, and her once bright eyes dimmed with fatigue. But even in her weakened state, her spirit continued to shine, a testament to the unyielding nature of the human soul, a true Russian woman. They both knew the end was near. The unspoken truth hung heavy between them, a constant reminder of the precious little time they had left. But even in the face of unimaginable loss, their love for each other remained a beacon of light, a testament to the enduring power of the human heart. The last day arrived, marked on Alberto's calendar as Surprise for My Love. Earlier that day, Alberto sent his friend and Adriana in a taxi, with a taxi driver he knew, to a place unknown to her. When they arrived, she saw a church full of people they had met during their courtship and a wedding dress. He wanted to propose.
I want you to be my wife today. Let this marriage be a symbol not only of us being together for the rest of our lives, but also of you always and forever being in my heart. And if we happen to not see each other again in person, I will always see you in my dreams, in my joys, and in future sorrows, because from now on, you will always be a part of me. I love you with all my being.
Love of my life. I won't just say yes. I'll tell you that these have been the best days of my life. Not only because of the joys you have given me, but also because you are a person who never paid attention to my physical condition or health. You saw my heart and my soul through love. I don't know what awaits us after death, but I want you to know that a part of me will always live with you. I love you, no matter what happens.
They got married and decided to go on their honeymoon. After many nights together, one day he tried to wake her with a kiss and started talking to her like every day. She didn't answer, and he realized she would never answer again. That's why true love is measured not by duration but by the intensity of the experience. Every day is an opportunity to create lasting memories, even in the most difficult times.